Well, that's it, folks. The 2025 season has come to a close. The Birds dropping their final regular season game at home to the Washington Commanders, 24-17. The Birds giving up 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. That defense was gassed. Again, second stringers. I don't put nothing to this game as well. So, for me, honestly, I think it's through it now. Now it's time to get ready for those San Francisco 49ers. That's right. The 49ers will come to the link. The Rams won today, so they will move up to the 5th seed and take on the Carolina Panthers. All the times will be discussed probably tonight after the Pittsburgh-Baltimore game. You will see. Looks like Denver's going to take the number 1 seed over in the AFC. Seattle has the number 1 seed in the NFC. So if you're looking at an updated picture, really pretty much as it goes right now, the way it's looking for the NFL as it goes. I'm gonna bring up the playoff picture right now and see how it looks. So right now it looks to be they just lost, so they actually have it on here as the Eagles as the number 2 seed, but they're not. The Bears are the number 2 seed this year, so the Bears will host those. The Bears are going to host. I'm looking to see now. Bears are going to be number 2, so they would play the 7th seed. So it'll be Bears Packers, your first round matchup. It'll be the Eagles 3-6, which will be the Eagles hosting the 49ers. And then the Rams got to travel cross country again to play those Carolina Panthers, who they lost to. If you remember, guys, they lost to the Panthers. They lost to the Panthers earlier this year. We get to renew a rivalry with those 49ers. And I'll tell you what, after watching them yesterday, I think this Eagles team, I think they do not know what kind of hornet's nest I think they're walking into as far as the Eagles go. I think they can just worry. I think the Eagles can just worry about now they can go ahead. Now the Niners will be getting some guys back. Pearsall will be back. Trent Williams will be back next week as well. Again, 49ers, you stop the running game, and I'll tell you what. I will tell you this right now. If they stop the running game, they stop the 49ers. Seattle showed last night what they can do. We're getting 4 people around Brock Purdy. He does not like it. And, and that's just what it is, for me, honestly, I think going into this, I wasn't really expecting anything with the Eagles in this game. They're playing their backups. And I'll tell you what, that Washington team, you could tell they were banged up as well. But the team they put on the field, they're starting defense. Now, I know they were missing some guys. They were. And I'll tell you what, it was really, really cool to see it. It was really cool to kind of see like how they were. So I'm just going to sit back and take this game for what it was. It was a grain of salt, and that's it. That's all it was. We got George Coolboy checking in. He goes, "What's up, bro?" He said, "I'm a Ravens fan." You're a Ravens fan? Well, good luck to your Ravens tonight as they go into Pittsburgh to play those Steelers. He said, "How was my Christmas and New Year's?" Very well, man. Hopefully yours was as good as well. This is the Birds Flyby here on It's a Wrap Sports as I will wrap up Commanders and Eagles as the Commanders win 24-17 over the Birds today. And I'll tell you what, we're going to get into the playoff picture in a minute, but let's get back to this game today when, you really kind of look at it. You really kind of look at what everything was in this, I guess, today. If you're looking at everything that went down in this game, with the Eagles and the Commanders. I'm looking at it right here. I'm looking for it. Where the hell is it? There it is. All right, let's get the stats up here for this one. I'll tell you what, if you're looking at the stats for the Commanders, Josh Johnson today, God, he just was all over the birds, man. He really was. His stat line reads like this. What's he say here? George says, I love your channel. Thank you, George. If you're a fan of Philadelphia sports, besides, you did say you were a Ravens fan, but he said, thank you for letting me be a part of your channel. Oh, no problem, man. Keep popping on. Mickey Delaney checking in. My buddy Mick, all the way from the West Coast. But anyway, Johnson's numbers today literally was this. He was 14 of 22 for 131 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, which, by the way, Jalix Hunt, dude. That dude. Whew. Adam C's checking in and says, what's up, Mike? Bring on the Niners? Yeah, bring them on. I can't wait to send them packing. I cannot wait to send them packing. If you're an Eagles fan right now, you are salivating at the chance. I'll tell you right now, though, it's looking like the Eagles are going to have to go through the 3 NFC West teams to get to the postseason. If you really look at it, because I expect the Rams to be heavily favored in Carolina next week. I don't think the clock's going to strike midnight on the Rams when they go in there. And then you have Seattle, who's got the number 1 overall. So, I mean, if you're really kind of looking at it, it could be Rams, Seahawks, and then it could be Eagles and it could be Eagles and Bears, if you really look at it, because the only way, and I mean the only way, the Eagles get to host a game in round 2, and that's if somehow Green Bay pulls the upset and knocks out Chicago in that opening round. If they knock that out, then it would be Green Bay, Seattle, and then the Rams would come here. The winner of the Rams Panthers would come to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. So, again, I'm waiting to see how it's going to play out, but there's nobody in the league, I think, especially in the NFC, if I'm the Eagles, the way their defense is, the only one that I would worry about on playing them would be Seattle. I think we have the Rams number. And I saw today, literally, that Rams defense is not as good as it was in the beginning of the season. It's not. It's not. Teams are running the ball on them. Last week, Bijan Robinson ran the ball down their throat. Today, Arizona was able to run and throw the ball. So, I mean, the way I'm looking at it with that, you're going to have to wait and see what's going on. He said, I wish the Ravens go to the Super Bowl, bro. Well, hey, listen, George, if they take care of their chances tonight in Pittsburgh, man, you got to get invited to the dance. To dance with the pretty girl, you have to be invited to the dance, right? So if they get in the dance, I'll tell you what, I think it poses a very interesting matchup for them. Again, we're going to take a look. I'm going to go over the AFC playoff picture along with the NFC. Now, time and dates on when they play, that will be revealed tonight, I believe, after the Pittsburgh-Baltimore game, to see who's going to take the North. So I can't wait to see when the Eagles are going to play. They've played today. I'm hoping they don't get the Saturday game. I really don't. I think them and the 49ers, that could be a Monday night game. That could be the Monday night game. If you're looking at all the potential matchups, really, I think Saturday you might get Rams and Panthers. I think you're going to get the 2 lackluster teams will be on ABC. I really do. I think the 2 games that don't, you may get Bears and Packers on ABC. You might get right after that. You'll probably get the 2-7 matchup, or the 3-6 matchup from the AFC. We're going to go over the matchups, but in this game today, as we go over and we look at this, right now, like I said, Josh Johnson today, really, the Eagles defense, I mean, the cornerbacks today were just getting abused. They just were. Ringo is clueless. On that last touchdown, why would you turn your back? I'm sorry. I bring up Kelly Ringo's name, I start choking. This dude turns his back and runs into the end zone. Like, there was a guy right there trailing that wide receiver. So he was covered. I don't know why he would turn around and run. It looked almost like obvious, like, oh, man, I'm not supposed to be here. Let me run back here. Let Josh Johnson walk in the end zone. Yeah. And Tanner McKee today, they let Tanner McKee throw the ball 40 times today. 40 times today. 220. He was just under 50, or just over 50%. 21 of 40, 241 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Was sacked 3 times. If you look at this, the one thing I didn't like about this game, Eagles D-line got no pressure. None. And I'll tell you what really I got angry with, if you've seen this game, I didn't like the way Ty Robinson looked. Like, my man, you've been sitting around all year. You haven't exerted much energy. For him to be blown up as he was, yeah, I didn't like that at all. And he was one of the guys I was looking at it to see. Noom's checking in, says, is Pat conflicted with his 49er fandom? I don't know, but you know what? Go check out Pat on his TikTok channel, man. He's on there under the gobbler, so make sure you get under there and give him some static. Tell him to make sure he wears his red and gold this week. He said Tank looked good. Yeah, he did. Tank had 16 rushes for 75 yards and a touchdown in this game. I thought he looked really, really good. Can we stop with the Will Shipley experiment, please? Can we just stop? I mean, Will Shipley, to me, I think they made a big mistake in letting Kenny Gainwell go. Will Shipley has not been able to fill the role of Kenny Gainwell in this offense. He hasn't. And that hasn't been talked about enough this year. Kenny Gainwell caught a lot of balls out of the backfield last year for this Eagles team. And I'll tell you what, he's continued to do it with the Steelers. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be, he's been hard to replace. And I'm not in on Will Shipley. Will Shipley, to me today, he just could not have a bad game. We did have an A.J. Dillon sighting. It was nice to see that he was still a part of this team. So, let's see. George says, my friend is a big Eagles fan. Cool. Okay, well, then I guess he's going to be getting ready for the postseason there. Birds already sold out on that run. Yeah, but he was right there, Nooms. He was right there. He looked and saw Johnson running with the ball, and he turned back and ran to the end zone. If I know that there's me and you got to get to the end zone, I'm coming towards you. My man literally just stopped, turned around, and ran back. Even Ross Tucker pointed that out, man. So he said the Eagles are a very good team, bro. Yeah, I you know what, George, I hope I believe that they are. And I think they're going to have their work cut out for them, especially with the offense. But I'll tell you what, they will be able to run the ball on this fraudulent 49er defense. I watched that 49er defense last night. They are bad. So that's just the way I'm looking at that, man. They are just really, really bad. They're really bad run defense. And I'll tell you what, they can't stop wide receivers either. So, I mean, Jalen Hurts is going to have his work cut out for him in this game. Kevin Patullo is going to have to try to break down that sorry-ass Niner defense, okay? And they're sorry. They are really sorry. And Seattle showed you last night how to beat that team and how to shut them down. And I truly believe the Eagles can replicate what Seattle did to them last night. I believe so. I believe our starting defense can do that. I also believe with the return of Lane Johnson, I think that will solidify our line a little bit. Excuse me, guys. Been on a little bit of a tickle throat here. But I truly believe that. So this game is over. We're getting ready for the Niners now as we look. He said Trotter was really good. Vanilla Gorilla stood up one too many times. Yeah, he did. He did. Adam C. saying we have to stop CMC and get pressure on Purdy. I think they can. I think, Seattle didn't blitz them a lot last night. They got pressure with their front four. And I kind of talked about this morning with Al when I said, they have two guys that used to play in the NFC East that were, kind of the Eagles kind of really kind of limited when they played them, which was Leonard Williams and DeMarcus Lawrence. Every time DeMarcus Lawrence lines up and sees Lane Johnson on the other side of him, that dude disappears. And he's been that way since he's with the Cowboys. Now, it might be a little different, but, it is what it is. I'll worry about the Seattle Bridge when we get there. Now, my focus is on the San Francisco 49ers, and I think this Eagle team and Saquon Barkley can eat. And also, Tank Bigsby. Also, keep giving Bigsby. Do not overuse Saquon Barkley in this game. What I do mean is, if you're going to give the running back 22 to 25 touches, okay, make sure you put some room in there for Tank Bigsby. Let them have a 1-2 punch in here to where you can keep Barkley somewhat kind of healthy and give him a nice blow, and you're not going to fall that far off. Tank Bigsby is averaging 6 yards a carry this year. Okay, 6 yards. And that 49ers defense is not good at all. It is not good. They do have a decent offense, but I will take our defense over their offense any day of the week. I watched that team last night, and I am thoroughly not impressed, even with the guys. I mean, they are missing Brandon Ayuk, okay? But this team, if you're thinking about that Niners team that came in here and put a whooping on the Eagles a couple of years ago, it's not that team anymore. It really isn't. Right now, they do have some players. I do like the guy, Tongues, the other tight end opposite of Kittle. You have Kittle. You also have Jawan Jennings. They have DeMarcus Robinson on that team. They have, Christian McCaffrey. But I think this Eagles team can exploit their offensive line. Their offensive line's not very good. If they go up against a very good defense, they don't win. And that's been the theme with the 49ers this year. I'm not scared of their offense going against our defense. And I think their defense is terrible. I think their defense is terrible. If you watch Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet last night, they were able to run through that 49er defense like crazy. So let me get over some of the like I said, Tank Bigsby today rushed 16 carries. They only rushed the ball 19 times this game. You got to run the ball a little bit more, especially, like I said, he was averaging almost 5 yards a carry today, was Tank Bigsby. You got to put the game on his shoulders. He should have had at least another 4 to 5 carries, at least. Should have had 21, 22 carries. Between 20 and 22 carries, I think the Eagles would have won this game. And the Eagles killed themselves, too. Throwing the interception down in the red zone, okay, turning it over on downs. You can't do that inside the red zone. That's why they lost this game today. That is there in a nutshell. There's two right there where they got no points. They got no points out of either of those drives. And they still held a 7-point lead going in to the fourth quarter. You figure the last 8 minutes of the game, Washington scores 14 points in the last 8 minutes. That just goes to show you this defense was getting tired. Backups weren't used to playing as long as they've been. So, Noom says, Niners here at Bears, here for NFC title game. To be honest with you, I don't know, but I have a really strange feeling that something wonky is going to happen in the NFC. And what I mean by something wonky, I mean right now, everybody and their mom's counting out the Packers. And they're going to be playing the Bears. And I can see them beating the Bears. Like, let's face it, like Detroit and the Bears played their starters today. Okay? So they didn't rest anybody, which I think is also very dumb. They tried to play for the number 2, and I'll tell you what, Detroit kicked their ass. Detroit kicked their ass up and down. Like, the Bears got hot, and they did tie the game up. Majority of that game, Detroit was kicking their ass. I had the game, I had my red zone on, was kind of going through that. And I'll tell you what, Detroit should have blown them out. So, again, I'm waiting to see what happens there. He says, I wasn't wanting the number 2 seed as much for the Green Bay game, but more for the second and third round playoff games. Yeah, I see you. I hear you on that, Nooms. But, I mean, if you're taking a look at it, we're going to go through and look at the playoff picture again. And we're going to do both. We're going to do the AFC and NFC. So, let me get through some of your comments real quick, and then we'll go over the playoff scenarios. George says maybe the Ravens next year in the Super Bowl, bro. Maybe. Hey, you never know. They might get there this year. Man. They might get there this year. You never know. People can catch fire. Adam says, great show, Mike. And he said, did you want the second seed or are you happy with the third? You know what, Adam? If you're not number 1, if you don't get the number 1 seed, it really doesn't matter. I mean, that's my opinion. If you don't get the number 1 seed and get that bye, it really doesn't matter because you're going to have to play. They had to play 3 games last year. Okay. And they're going to have to play 3 games this year, So, but if you're looking at this here, like, again, Seahawks are off. Bears play the Packers, Eagles, Niners, and then, Panthers and Rams. All I'm going to say is this. If there's an upset, the only upset that I can really see in the first round of these playoffs, honestly, is the Bears losing to the Packers. Because the Packers and Bears are not that far away from one another. They're really not. And they did split in the season series. So it's not like, they didn't beat the Bears. So the Eagles finished with 11-6 record. They are the number 3 seed. They will host the 49ers. Again, I've already kind of got on that game a little bit, but I'm looking at this Panthers-Rams game. This could be tricky for the Rams, especially if that's a Saturday game, like a Saturday 4:30 game. That means they got to fly cross country, play an early game. That's going to be kind of tough. And I'll tell you what, the Panthers really gave them all they could handle the last time they were there. They really did. But I just don't see the Bears winning their first round matchup. I don't. Even though, you also got to remember too, when they played, if I remember correctly, that Jalen Reed wasn't back yet when those two teams played each other. Jalen Reed has come back. So that's going to help out Green Bay's offense. Now, I know they lost their tight end for the year, but they lost the tight end, but they got back Jaden Reed, who's going to help Wicks and Watson and Dobbs. It's going to help them out. Also, I like the kid. I like their running back, Jacobs. Okay, I like him. I like his backup, Wilson. Okay, I really do. I think if there's a team out of the top 4 that can be had, it's the Bears. The Panthers, nobody's expecting the Panthers to win that game. They're really not. And you can sit there and say that, but you know what? The Rams had to play all their players today. I mean, think about that. Like, the Panthers already had a day of rest. They played yesterday. So they're already resting. If they give the Rams a short week, an early game, and they played all their starters. I mean, Matthew Stafford played the whole game, or he played mostly the whole game. Did Stafford? Now they got to go across country to go play. I mean, I think they're not set up. Same thing with the 49ers. They played most of their guys yesterday. They just got an early start, and I think honestly, the Birds are going to get the Monday night primetime game. I really, truly do. I think it's going to be Birds-Niners, and I think they're going to get that on ESPN. I think ESPN's going to take that game. Now, with that being said, that's the NFC matchup. Now, if you're looking at AFC matchups, I want to know, like, I'll tell you what. You have Patriots, Chargers, Bills, Jags, and then the Texans are going to whoever wins the North. Whether it be Baltimore, whether it be Pittsburgh, the Texans will have to go on the road. And either one of those cities, it's going to be cold. Hopefully their defense goes with them. The Bills going down to Florida to play Jacksonville. Think about that for a second. Bills usually don't play well. They play good in the cold weather. They're kind of iffy. They got to go to Duval and play that team. Jacksonville's on a roll right now. And the Patriots and Chargers, I think that one's going to be a really good game. I think that's going to be hard hitting. I think it's going to be a defensive game. I don't think Drake May's going to get all the looks or, the easier passes that they've had over this. So, again, I can see, like I said, if you're looking at all the matchups, really, for week one of the wild card weekend, you got to think Eagles 49ers are going to be the Monday night game. I really, truly believe it's going to be Eagles and Niners on Monday Night Football here. So for me, if you're looking at all the matchups, if you really are, I mean, they could do Packers and Bears. They could do that because it's an interdivision rivalry playing for a third time. There's a good storyline there. But if you're looking at really all the matchups there, I think the most interesting matchup is Eagles-Niners. So I think the Eagles-Niners are going to get a primetime slot. I just don't know whether it's going to be Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Because Sunday, the primetime slot is going to be a 4:30 game. So I personally believe Eagles-Niners will be Monday night. I really do. I think ESPN's going to jump on that and say, we want Eagles-Niners because it's two marquee teams. It's basically the team that has represented the NFC over these two teams represented them, over the last 5 years? Over the last 5 years, it's been these two teams representing the NFC. So, again, I like that. But I like some of the matchups. I do think the Bills and Jags, I think, are going to be a wild one. I really do. I think the Chargers and Pats are going to be, I think it's going to be hard-hitting. It's a hard-hitting affair. I think they're going to be hard-hitting. So the only one I'm not really interested in, really, because I think it's going to be one way. But I think, I'll tell you right now, whoever the Texans play, whether it's Pittsburgh, Baltimore, take the under in that game because that Texans offense is ungodly. You think the Eagles got a bad offense. Star Wars checking in here. Hold on. George saying, hoping championship game, bro. Well, you have your guys shot tonight, George. He said one and done of the 49ers. Are you saying the 49ers are one and done or are the Eagles one and done, Star Wars? That's what I need to know. Because you're saying one and done because of the 49ers. If you think that 49ers team is going to come here and beat the Eagles, no. If you watched that game last night, I have no fear of that 49ers team. I will take our defense. I think our defense is, if not just as good or better than Seattle's defense. And I will take our defense right up there. And I think they're going to make Brock Purdy's life a living hell. I think he's going to be running for the rest of it. I think he's going to be running all game. I don't think Christian McCaffrey's going to get a chance to run. So, again, they would have to come in here and literally try to break down this defense. And I don't see them doing it. They don't have the horses on offense to go against this defense and break this defense down. They do not own us, man. You need to go back and look at your thing, dude. Did they win the last time we played them? Yeah, it was in 2023 was the last time we played the 49ers. Did they beat us in that game? Yeah, they did, but they don't own the Eagles, man. They don't own the Eagles as much as you think they do. And if you watch that team last night, there's no way you can sit there and say that you think that their offense is going to move the ball against this Eagles defense. I'm sorry. There's no way. I don't think the Eagles are one and done. The only way the Eagles are one and done is if he has a game like he had against the Chargers. If they turn the ball over extensively. If they have 3 or 4 turnovers, then yeah. You know what I mean? And they're giving the Niners a short field, then yeah. That Niners offense is not going to be able to keep driving the field against this Eagles defense. There's just no way. There's no way. I just don't say it. I really, truly don't say it. But anyway, looking at, like I said, so your AFC matchups for Wild Card Weekend is Patriots, Chargers, Jacksonville and the Bills, and the Texans will either go to Pittsburgh or Baltimore. That is your AFC side because the Denver Broncos have got home field advantage. In the NFC, it is Bears, Packers, round 3, Eagles, Niners, and Rams and Panthers. So there you have it, guys. I mean, there is your playoff scenario. Times and dates to be determined. I'm calling it now. I think the Birds get the Monday night game, and I think they get the Monday night game just because of the two teams that are playing. Like I said, it's the two teams that have represented the NFC the last 5 years. It's been us, the 49ers, and you can throw the Rams in there too because the Rams were in there as well. So, but I kind of have a feeling that's what it's going to be, and I'm calling it now. I say the Packers over the Bears in an upset. Again, I watched them play. They had to play. The Packers rested all their starters yesterday. Nobody played. 49ers had to play all their starters with the exception of Trent Williams. He's hurt. So he's going to try to come back. How much is he going to be a factor coming in? He's got a hamstring injury that he just hurt the week before. Those things are usually at least 3 to 4 weeks. So they got him. I know Pearsall's probably getting close to coming back. Their young wide receiver. He's getting close to coming back. But, again, the Rams played all their guys today. Literally, if you look at it, the Bears, the Panthers, of course, had to play their people. The Rams, the 49ers, okay, those 4 teams, 4 of the 7 teams had to play their starters. The 3 teams that didn't play their starters, well, actually 5, because if you count Seattle played their starters, but they get a week off. They get to sit and chill and watch everybody else. So I didn't include them. So out of the 6 teams, 4 of the 6 teams in the NFC had to play their regulars a full game. Eagles didn't play. Devontae Smith was like one of the rare only starters that played this game. None of the O-line played. Okay. Adam C says, I think the Jaguars will be a sleeper team in the AFC. I don't think they're going to be a sleeper team, man. I really don't. I think the Jags can get to the Super Bowl. I really do. I like the way they're playing right now. They're playing with confidence. Again, they played their guys all day today, but they were home. They played them mostly. I think they kind of pulled their guys as the game was kind of getting in the hand. I think probably like midway third quarter, they pulled their guys. But the Texans had to play everybody today because they were in a dogfight with the Colts. Okay, Patriots, I believe, started pulling some of their guys. I mean, they were up 35-0 on the Jets. And the Chargers didn't play anybody today. The Bills, Josh Allen took the first snap, and that was it. Same thing like Dalvin Cook played a series and was gone. So, again, these are all teams, that'll be well rested. And the Broncos, they get a week off, and so do the Seahawks. My thing is, I just want to see what happens going forward. I do, like I said, if you're looking at it, if you're looking at any of the games, and I'm giving you the matchups, again, AFC, Patriots and Chargers. Do you think ESPN's going to take that for Monday night? No. You have Jaguars and Bills. Now, that could take – I think that could be a Monday night game. That could be a contender for the Monday night game. Then you have the Texans either playing the Ravens or the Steelers. That's your first-round matchup for the AFC. The NFC, you have Bears, Packers. You have Rams, Panthers. I think that's definitely getting thrown on network TV. Then you have Eagles, 49ers. To me, the way it's looking for me, you're literally going, I believe you're going to have the AFC on CBS. You're going to have the NFC on, I don't know. I don't know. Do they still do that for the playoffs? Because I know CBS always does the AFC title game and Fox does the NFC title game. So I kind of figured they would kind of keep it like that. Now, you may get one of those games crisscrossed, like you might get Texans and I'll just say, Baltimore wins just for S and giggles, but Baltimore. Okay, you might get Texans in Baltimore on Fox. I mean, I know they kind of do it during the regular season, but I think during the playoffs, I think it kind of sticks to AFC's on CBS, NFC's on Fox. So, and again, really, if you're looking at it, it's going to be kind of hard, I think. I mean, if you're really looking, I mean, you might get that. It all depends on what game they take, because you're going to have 6 games next weekend. You're going to have 2 games on Saturday, 2 games, or I believe. Hold on, what's the schedule? Take a look at this real quick. Let's see how it goes. All right. Yeah, so it would be. Come on, man. Oh, that's a bracket. I don't want to. Let me pull this up real quick. Playoff schedule. There you go. Right now you have 2 games. Saturday, you have 2 games on Saturday, which is at 4:30 and 8 o'clock. Then you have 3 games on Sunday. You have 1 p.m., 4:30 p.m., and then 8:15 p.m., and then you have the Monday night game. Excuse me, real quick. So, Adam, to answer your question, there will be a game on NBC, or is it Prime? Prime's got one of these games too. Let me take a look. Here you go. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for here. Let's see. Somebody put the Rams are playing the Eagles. Obviously, they're dumb. So let's see. Yeah, you don't know where they're going to be. Literally, NBC and Peacock has one. I think they have the 8:15 game. Prime has one of the Saturday games. There's no ABC on this, so you have Prime, CBS, or Fox for the 2 Saturday games. The 3 Sunday games, you have Prime, CBS, and Fox, and then Peacock, and then ESPN, ABC has the Monday night game. So there you go. Hopefully the Eagles on NBC Sunday. So you want the Sunday night game, huh? Bradley Gibbs. The season is over. We shouldn't be in the playoffs. Bradley, are you an Eagles fan, buddy? Because if you're an Eagles fan, I wouldn't be saying that. I mean, if you're looking at what just happened, so I don't know. I'm trying to get a look at your picture here, but it doesn't have what you have on there. So it says we shouldn't be in the playoffs, but there's no way you can say that the Eagles shouldn't be in the playoffs. No way at all. So again, guys, if you're looking at it, so we will probably find out, like I said, tonight after. What's the matter, Steve? What's up with the or Nooms? What's up with the WTF? I don't know. Maybe this guy's a Panthers fan. This Bradley Nooms. Again, your 2 number ones are Denver and Seattle. They are number 1. So again, your 2-7 matchups are Patriots and Chargers, Bears and Packers. Your 3-6s are Jaguars, Bills, Eagles, Niners. Your 4-5 are the Panthers and the Rams. The Texans are going to either Baltimore or Pittsburgh. So there you have it, guys. There is your playoff schedule. And don't forget, coming up next, roughly in about an hour, the one and only Matty B will be here. He will give you his takes on this meaningless game today. Although the Eagles did have a chance to win the second seed. Again, I don't know if he's going to call me a homer because I don't fear the 49ers coming in here. After watching them last night, again, I think this Eagles team can run on them. I think they have to be smart. They have to use Tank Bigsby a little more, not only to give Saquon a break, but to keep pounding away at that really, really awful San Francisco line. So, again, those are your matchups. Matty will have you covered. It looks like it's going to be the Eagles. Well, it is the Eagles and Niners. Here, when it's here, I have no idea. Again, they should be coming out with it right after the game tonight. So you will have the times to find out what time they are on there. So he says, see you later, bro. About to go watch the Ravens game. You have a great night, bro. George, you do the same. Good luck to your Ravens. To the Steelers fans out there, good luck to you guys as well. This has been a good one, guys, and I really do appreciate you tuning in. Birds lose the finale at home to the former Washington Redskins, as they're now called the Commanders. So the Commies win, and the Birds fall to 11-6 on the season. Next up, wild card round, San Francisco 49ers. I will see you right after that game as well, whenever it is. You have a good night. Matty B coming up in about an hour. Have a good night.